and we're here tonight for our live chainmail demonstration. And tonight we're doing tying flies, which was one of the kits that went out with our December Mail Club subscriptions that we didn't get a chance to do a live video for because we decided not to do it over Christmas, so we're catching up tonight. So hi everyone, I can see there's lots of people here already. I can see Shirley and Kim and Ray. Who else is here? Susie, of course. Hey, Di. Surprises Susie by behaving. Hey, Sharon and Leanne. Roslyn and Brett. Okay, Dawn. I hope I've said everybody. Linda. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I can hear myself. I haven't put my headphones away. Excuse me. It's a bit distracting. All right, guys. How are we all going today? Enjoying the humidity. I think we had, what was it, 80% humidity this morning at about 8:30ish when we checked. The local fireys have got a weather station that you can check online, and yeah, about 8:30 this morning we were at 80% humidity. So it's like, you know, weather good for frogs, I suppose, would be about it, really.
Still hasn't rained.
Still hasn't rained though, that's the problem. Lucky Susie, I see you've got some rain going on. So people are watching the Winter Olympics for the looks of things. Yeah, I've been wanting to roll around in the snow. Every time they fell off, it was like, oh, lucky them. You got bit by a redback spider, Jenny. How did you do that? Not on the toilet seat, I hope. Oh my gosh, are you all right? That's not a good thing to be bitten by, love. Evaporating straight away. Oh, look. And when it does rain here, it just goes back to being hot and muggy straight away anyway. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Rosalind, we're not seeing very much rain at all. I can only imagine you guys have got it even worse. Does it feel horrible at 80? Yes, yes. It was. I just had a river running down me and I was just sitting there not doing anything. It was just awful. Checking the mail. Yeah, we've got a big huntsman that lives in our mailbox. In fact, I think it's several generations have lived in that mailbox. And it's huge and it's scary, but at least they don't bite. They do run up your arm and give you a heart attack. But yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. All right, well, I suppose we better make a start on this. We can't all be sitting here chatting about the weather
yes, we can.
all night.
We've got the Olympics to talk about.
We've got the Olympics. Well, how about we do the we first and then we can chat about the Olympics and the weather. Hey, Ace. Glad to see you made it, sweetheart. Shirley, I don't think I said hello to you earlier, so hi there. All right, who else has popped in? Linda, you've popped in.
Ray's here.
Yeah, that's awful, guys. Yeah, one of my daughter's friends got bitten by what they worked out to be a spider eventually, and she was really sick. Whitetail?
Something like that.
I think it ended up being a whitetail. She was very, very sick. Hey, Wes. Glad to see ya. All right, guys, so we'll pop over to the other camera and we'll make a start on this, I guess. Thunderstorm. I'd love a thunderstorm. Hey, Anthea. I'm not sure I said hey. And Debbie. All right. Got to stop saying hi and move on. All right. So as I said, this was back in December. We didn't get to do the live tutorial for it, so I thought we would catch up with it today. So this is an easy weave. I marked it at experienced beginner, but I think a beginner should have no problem with it whatsoever. Okay, so this version is 14 and 16 gauge. So 14 gauge is 1.6. For those that don't know, we work in AWG. So 1.6 inner diameter for the larger rings is 8.5 mils. The smaller rings, these ones here in BA, are 5.25. And our anodized rings are 16 gauge, which is 1.2 mil wire. The ring ID is 1/4 inch or 6.35 mils. It's quite a big chunky bracelet. It holds its shape really well, but it's too chunky for my likings. But you know, if that's the way you like it, it works. Those ring sizes work really well with it. Next size I've got is 16 and 18 gauge rings. So 16 gauge, the large rings are 6.5 mil ID. The smaller ones are 4 mil. And our AA rings are 18 gauge, is 1.0 mil wire. And the ring ID is 5/32 or 3.97 mils. That's a really lovely size. From memory, I think that's the size we sent out with the kits. I think that's what everybody got. It's quite a pretty little bracelet. I do, though, I think like the 20 gauge a little bit more. So this is 18 and 20 gauge. So 18 gauge rings is 5.5 mil. The big ones, the small ones are 3.5 mil. And the anodized aluminium is 20 gauge, which is 0.8 mil, 1/8 of an inch or 3.18 millimeters. So that's the three sizes that we could do. So just also as a point of interest, both of these weaves here, just so you can see what happens sometimes with the AA and the color shift, both of these rings are using sky blue AA. But you can see they're different batches, different wire diameters, and you can see there's a significant difference in the color of those AA rings. They're both sky blue. All right, so we'll be weaving today in 14 gauge as we normally do. I did forget, for those guys that haven't done this before, I did forget to tell you what prep was necessary on the Facebook event page. I am sorry about that. So what I suggest you do for prep is to close all of your AA rings, which is your color 2 rings or C2 rings on the tutorials. Close all of those. And you need to close about roughly 1/4 of your color 1 small rings, C1 small rings. I'm just looking at my tutorial. There's actually a mistake on that, so apologies to those that have got that tutorial. It says C1X instead of C1S for small. Okay, and of course our larger rings are C1L on the tutorial for those that have it. Okay, so to start up with, we'll use the color rings. Taking one of your large BA open rings, grab 3 of your pre-closed AA rings, pop that on to your large ring. What are you looking at? It's okay?
Yeah.
Alright. And close that large ring up. And then holding on to that, we take another large color 1 large ring, feed it through our AA rings, and close it up. Alright, so that's 1 unit, and you make up as many units as you need. We supply you with enough rings to do an 8-inch bracelet. So if you use up all of the red rings or all of your AA rings to make up all the units. So I'm just doing 3 tonight to show you how to do it. So again, just feeding 2 large BA rings through your pre-closed small AA rings. Ray, it's actually got a macro lens. Yep, as Chris just said, we've got a macro lens sitting on the camera. It's actually we've had to MacGyver it a little bit, so it's not great. But yeah, that's what's causing the distortion. The camera we're using is a GoPro, and it's not designed for close work at all. So we've got a macro lens that you can buy for them on the front of it to try, so you guys can see the work a little bit better. Otherwise, its focusing point is about here, and you'd never be able to see anything that we did without the macro lens. Seems to be reflecting. I'm not seeing it in my...
There's just a bit of a blur on that line.
Oh, I see, over here. Yeah. No, that didn't fix it. All right, I can see there needs to be...
It just needs...
Yep, needs a bit of tape. Oh, I see what's happened. It's moved away a little bit because of the heat. And like I said, we've MacGyvered this setup. It's supposed to have a case on it, but we can't have a case on it and plugged in at the same time. So yeah, our setup's a little bit of MacGyverish. All right, so you make up all of your units using your coloured rings that you've got. And then we need to make up similar units using your closed BA rings. So we do exactly the same this time, only with 2 rings, 2 closed rings on the large rings. Oh, it's even worse, Shelley, because we're shut in a room with computers. We've got large lights on. It's even hotter than it normally would be. Okay, so just make up all the units. Enough, same amount of units in the BA that you made up with the AA rings. So I'm making up 3. Yeah, I can't really, Daryl. It's it's a tiny little GoPro camera. The more I put on the front of it, the harder it is for me to actually mail around it. Oh. Hey Casey, no worries. We've only just sort of started making prepping our units, so it's not too late. If we had the case on it and it was attached properly, we wouldn't have a problem with that light coming in. But as I said, because we've MacGyvered it, it's an issue for us. Okay. So once you've got all your units prepped, it's time to put them all together. So all you need to do is take up one of your BA units, grab one of the AA BA units. We want to put the AA rings so that they sit inside one of the rings from the BA unit, and carefully fold the other large ring over like this. So those that have made Celtic rings will know exactly what we need to do here. Okay, and then we need to take up some of our opened colour 1 small rings and feed it through that gap there to hold the unit all in place. Okay, so we close that up, and then we just put another ring in there because we want it to look even. Okay, and we've got basically a Celtic's wing unit here. So those that have done Celtic wing with us, the only difference here, of course, beside the ring sizes, is the Celtic wings only had a couple of coloured rings in the middle. So we want to do that with all our units. The garter weave, yep, no problem at all, Ray. It's actually on my list of weaves that we will be doing. I almost changed my mind actually this week and thought to do the garter weave, but I'd already mentioned this last week. So I'm happy, to do that. That'll be week 2 in March. If you don't mind waiting that long, we can certainly do the garter weave then. Just make myself a little note. Okay, with my beautiful glittery pens. Aren't they pretty? Alright, sorry, back to chainmail. So, making those units, take the BA only units, picking up one of the ones with the AA. We position the AA rings inside one of the large rings from the BA unit, and we carefully flip the other large ring over so that it squishes the AA BA unit in place. And to keep it there, we grab another small colour 1 ring and we feed it through that space there, making sure we pick up both of those large rings so that we sandwich it all in place. We close that ring up And we grab another one and we pop it through the same path. Oop. Shenanigans. Okay, even with the tutorial that we did on at Dawn. We've done a shenanigans already, Brett. I can't remember when we did it. I'm sure I did a shenanigans.
I'll have a look.
I'm sure I did a straight you know, a straight metal shenanigans. Oh, on those Brett, of course, is being, you know, tongue in cheek there. He's always up for shenanigans. I've just read what he's posted. Sorry, it's the heat. I'm a bit slow. All right, once more to make up the last unit. Take the BA unit. Place your second unit so that the AA rings sit inside the large ring. Carefully fold the large ring over so that it sandwiches the other unit in place. Yeah, Shirley, I was a bit dense. Didn't realize what he was getting at. And then take your color one small ring, feed it through the two large rings so that it seals and locks it all in place. And once you've closed that up, just repeat with a second ring. Okay, so you keep doing that until you've got all the units that you need. And then once we've done that, we actually want to join these units. This is super simple to do. Take up one of your units, grabbing another color one small.
So they're the flies, and then you tie them together.
Okay. Yep. Why not? Let's do it. Let's call it that. So you put that through one of the pairs of the small rings there. You grab another of your prepared units and you feed that onto the same open ring. Once you've done that, you can close your ring up. And we just put a second ring through there, just like that. Make it all nice and neat. Okay, so it looks like this. And we grab another open small ring, feed it through the other pair of rings. Before we close it, we add another of our prepared units and we close that up. And we just put another ring through there. I didn't understand about preparing and I was still happy to have asked for a garter. No, garter is one that people do have a problem with. I actually ended up changing the rating difficulty level that I'd given it because people had had a few issues with it. So it's not, you're not alone there, Ray. All right, so once you've joined all of your Celtic wing units together like this, what we know is we want to create a zigzag pattern with them so that they look like this. So very, very simple. Go back to the beginning of your weave. Put one of your opened color one small rings through one of the large rings at the top and through the one unit next to it. Close her up and repeat with a second ring. And flip your work over. So using that unit there that we've already joined on the other side, we want to join that now to the next unit on that side there so that we've got that zigzag pattern happening. Hey Amrita and Bonnie, how are you guys? We're just about done, guys. Sorry about that. So you just take it through that unit, through the new unit, through the unit that you joined previously. Close it up. And we add a second ring through the same path. And that's it. So then you would just flip it back over and you would continue to join all of the pieces together. So they look like that. And that's it. Nice and easy weave. And then on the end, I just added a clasp to one of the small rings. Did the same on the other, put just one ring on the other end, and away we went. Okay, fantastic. All right, well, I hope everybody's okay with that. It's a bit of a quick one tonight, but it is an easy weave. Was there anything that anybody needed me to go back over again that I went over too quickly, or are we okay with that? Okay. All right, Emery, just sorry, I didn't know that. Everybody's good? Hey, Julie, when did you sneak in? I don't remember seeing you. You're like the Phantom. Has to be a quick one tonight. Oh, I'm not really watching the Winter Olympics. I'm just too jealous of all the snow. So, yeah. All good. All right, fantastic. All right, well, we'll call that done for the night then as far as the weave is concerned. So thank you very much, guys, for popping in and joining us, especially those that have had this kit for a while. And I know that most of you have managed to do it. What's up?
That's up. We were closing down the thing in 5 days.
Closing down what thing?
The
so yeah.
Maille Club.
All right, so for those that are still wanting to join March's Maille Club, sorry, Chris is sticking fingers, thumbs, and everything up at me. It's open until the 15th of Feb, so you've got 5 more days for anybody that wants to join up for the Maille Club. And you guys have, if you're in our Facebook group, you've been seeing some of the pretties that I've been teasing you with that'll be part of the March group. Thank you to those that have already signed up this month for March. We really do appreciate it. It's wonderful to have your support in that way. You miss the random questions. I tell you what I don't miss, Ray, is trying to think of them. It's just like, oh my God, what weird but, you know, interesting thing are we going to ask tonight? Well, we've still got
questions.
We've still got one. We got one giveaway on week 4 that you guys can. We'll have to ask you something particularly bizarre for. I could have a question just for fun. Did you get my order, Deb? Didn't we send her order out?
Yes.
I thought we sent it out, Roslyn. Do you need to resign? You do need to resign, Susie. Yep. All right, guys, thanks very much.
She does not need to resign each month.
No, resign. No, you don't need to resign each month, Susie. It happens automatically. The money does come out at the same time that you've signed up. So if you signed up on the 1st of February, your next payment will come out on the 1st of March. And that comes out automatically. We don't control that. PayPal looks after that for us.
The answer is yes. Rosalind.
Oh, the March order. Yes, honey. Yes, we got that. Thank you. All right, so thanks for coming along, guys, and joining us again on Saturday night. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, seriously consider doing it. And thank you to everybody who has. If you don't want to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share, write a comment. Every little bit of interaction you guys do help get these videos seen, which will be great for Aussie Maille, gets more people in with our group and makes these chats even more interesting. So yeah, so you've got until the 15th of Feb to sign up for our March subscriptions. Next week is a new weave, which I want to say it's Orchard something or other. Orchard weave.
This one that I've got here.
That one that you've got there. Yeah. So next week's is Orchard Weave. So I will get the information up on an event. We've decided we're going to put the events up earlier than we used to now, so people can get rings and things in advance. So that'll be going up. And I think that's it. I don't think we've got very much else to talk about.
No.
No. All right, guys. So go and enjoy the Winter Olympics or wherever else you're getting up to tonight. I'm going to hug the air conditioner, have some cold drinks, and we will catch you up through the week with Aussie Mailers, and we'll see you here next Saturday, I hope. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming along, and we'll catch you next week. Bye. Take care.